Live. Hump Day afternoon. Let's see. Let me check my channel real quick. My channel. I am live now. So, done a bit more inking and gonna do a bit more. This is a beast, I'll tell you. More so probably this time around than the first. But that's all right. We'll get it tackled. We'll indeed get it tackled. Good morning, AG. So when we last left, got the thing almost done. Got Colossus, She-Hulk's face, working on Nightcrawler, finished up Rogue. I think I was working on more of Hawkeye, Wolverine. So while it doesn't look like a lot, this is one of those things where it just starts to come together. You know, it's like cooking something. You get all these ingredients and hopefully, not to rush it, but just a little more time involved than anticipated. Which that's good because I'm not going to rush this piece at all. Person is paying too much money for me not to do it right. Yeah, I still have a bit to go, but it will get there. I'm just trying to decide if I want to pull out the brush or work with a pen a little bit more. I'm just looking. I don't plan on staying on too long. Maybe till about one-ish. Hour and a half, 2 hours. Then I make my son lunch. So I'm trying to think. I could probably finish Nightcrawler. I'd use a brush for him. Maybe do She-Hulk's hair. Finish up these areas on the thing that I left for brush. So I think that might be the way to go. So I'm going to get some ink in my little... I normally don't do this, but I started. This is just a water bottle cap. I'm going to put ink in so I can see where I'm dipping my brush. A lot of the ink that I buy these days doesn't really comes in a little squirt bottle. So I don't know, you're forced to put it in something. This was a Winsor Newton bottle of ink. I'll be careful with it. And so I peeled the label off and I use it when I'm using a pen, but it's awful dark to see in there. The Pelican ink that I use, it has a little squirt tip. So no way to get a brush in there. And I wouldn't want to. This plastic bottle looks like it would tip very easy. Get out a brush here. My Raphael, I'll go with the number 2, 8404. Gonna wet it down a bit first. And if there's any questions, feel free. We're going to be doing some inking at some stage. I know I keep threatening it, but going to be doing some basic inking techniques and tools. I think people do enjoy that type of stuff. I know I do. It's like I like to know, even if I'm not after a certain technique, I kind of like to know what people are using, because if it's something that interests me, I'll give that tool a try. And as they say, it's not the tool, it's how you use it. But there are certain tools that create certain lines, like those parallel pens. I've never tried those. I do have an interest in them, but I think it's kind of limited. In the sense that I think I would have limited use in my work for them. Oh, that's true, AG. Yeah. Yeah, I really, truthfully, I like to keep my ink in glass as much as possible. I think the plastic can sometimes make your ink, if it's in there for any period of time, I do think the plastic will, I don't know, it not degrade the ink, but it seems to make it, I'm sure some plastic particles get in it and can affect it to some degree. So I got this little piece of paper out that I always keep something like this when using a real brush and ink, so that I can point. Let me tell you, a lot of ink goes on these little scrap pieces of papers to point a brush. I don't need this too pointy. When I'm going to block in, let's see, I'm going to go ahead and just make sure this brush is pointed up to my liking by filling in a black area. I won't get too close to, this is She-Hulk. And I might go ahead and, while I'm over in this area, let's see. This was a shotgun, no warning. Hey, let's stream kind of. I wanted to get started, so I just figured I would stream it for a while. So maybe we'll see if we get company or not. Wednesday. I didn't tweet it out. I didn't do anything. So this is basically just YouTube. So anybody who subscribed with notifications should have got an alert. All right, where's my copy? Working without it. Working without a net. All right. Hi, GMTC. Hey, Adam. Good morning. Welcome, everybody. Just a little impromptu session. Glad you got your alert, your notifications turned on. And, you know, the interesting thing is on my laptop that I'm streaming from now, I have notifications activated for Chrome, but I never get any for the people that I follow on YouTube. I don't know why it doesn't do it. I get them on my phone though. So when someone I'm following goes live, I get a notification on my phone. It's kind of frustrating. When I had my office and I was using my little Mac Mini, it would have a little flyout thing that would alert me. Using the Chrome browser, I don't really care for Safari. But yeah, kind of weird. I've tried different things. I've Googled like how to solve it and tried those. Whatever the answer is, I can't remember now. I just gave up. Comes in on my phone, that's good enough. But I'd like to be able to shut them off on my phone. Although I have to admit, sometimes when I'm out and somebody goes live, if my phone has the juice, I'll put them on for a little bit. And that's kind of a reminder for me because it keeps it in my history, and then I can go back and rewatch the rest. Of course, I can always go to the little tab and see who, but I usually forget about that. Oh well. Tell you, it's interesting. Yesterday, I went out and I got some daylight bulbs for my, because I'm working in my bedroom now. For those of you that don't know, I don't have my office, victim of COVID, victim of no conventions for me to crack the extra expense of my office monthly. But, you know, I kind of enjoy being back home. My son's here. My wife is back to work. So him and I get to spend a lot of time together, and it's been fun. So I actually enjoy it. But I miss the space. I do miss the space. And that's about it. It was fun. Excuse me. Yeah, it's kind of surprising, Adam. It's taken me a little bit longer to do this than I anticipated. Now there has been some live stuff that's popped up that I mentioned, and even finding some materials such as nibs that I wanted to use on this instead of liner pins, like a 102. I actually had some, didn't realize it, accidentally found them. And then I had to find a pin holder, and that became a little more of a It's the one, at least for me, that's the one interesting thing on trying to find tools that I used back in the day, is it's become very hard and very frustrating, but I understand it. They're not flying off the shelves of art supply stores anymore, so usually it's a order only. Order only item, and that can sometimes take a while. I actually even contacted a few other inkers I know, trying to see if, not if they would give me some of theirs, but just if they had a source that I was missing. And a lot of them I found now, a lot of the guys that are in the business now are using deleter nibs, which I haven't tried. I probably should purchase some from Jet Pens and see how I like them, because the 102 is becoming a dinosaur. Or I should just get in touch with Hunt, see if I can buy direct from them. I used to buy nibs, 102s, 103s by the gross, 12 boxes of 12. Those days would be over, number one, because they're hard to find. Number two, the price of them would be not cost effective like it used to be. All right. I know I'm warming up on the right-hand side, and I think I'm going to go over and finish inking Nightcrawler, which is on, this ink will be wet, so hopefully it'll be dry. Should be. I'll show you all a little subtle change. If you listen to the first part of this, I was showing some changes. Nothing big, but just little subtle things that I noticed on the original that I look at and I'm like, I want to change that. So on Colossus's hair, and I don't know how well you'll be able to pick this up, but if you have the cover, you can Google it. I put some feathering lines here and here, and he's in his metallic form, so the feathering makes it tend to look more like just shiny black hair, and without all the little lines, it becomes more of a like metallic mass than the little lines on the original. Now that's a real picky little thing, but it's something I noticed. So what are you gonna do? In my case, hey, I got a chance to kind of change that. I don't even know if it's a change. Just not do it. So I choose to make it less organic looking and a little more just metallic by not putting in the hairs. The She-Hulk's hair. Okay, no new questions. I was just checking the chat. Let's see. A little too much ink in that brush. That's something that you can kind of tell. Once you get enough experience. And this is part of Colossus's shoulder. It does run into She-Hulk's hair. but it is not her hair. It's his shoulder. All right, and I'll put the little rings like this when I get back to that. All right. They say humming is a sign of nervousness, don't they? That's what I've heard. If you hum on your stream, you're nervous. Adam asks, is it harder? Does it take longer to do a replica or an original new piece? That's a good question, and I'm thinking of the good answer. This piece has taken me, number one, longer than the original I'm imagining, because number one, even though it was penciled out, I had to light box it off, and then I tightened up the pencils quite a bit after I did a looser trace off, which in the earlier part you saw. And I went ahead and even shaded in some blacks just so I get a sense of how things are coming together before I ink it. Now, when I ink it, I still refer to a copy of my originally inked version. This particular piece, I want to say it's taken me longer because while I'm keeping certain things, I'm making little changes, not a lot, but just here and there. I mean, real subtle. And it's the best replica that I can do. Whereas a new piece, if I had this penciled, I wouldn't have anything that I had to like look back and check. So I could just, go straight at it. So probably the replica will take me longer than a new piece. That sounds to me like what I've experienced here. It's a little bit longer time. Especially on a complicated piece like this. If it was a little less, I think it wouldn't be the same answer. So I guess there's an answer and a non-answer, all rolled into one. Yeah, that's the problem is I got to check. I got to kind of make sure where I'm at is the right spot. And I scan around too and look for any little missed pieces. That'll be fun at the end to add little bits of detail that I'm not putting in right now because I don't want to get too fussy with it. Although I do have my idea is to start really completing figures. I still got to do a little on Cap. Got to finish the glove. Got to put a little chainmail on him, the shield, Wolverine, the little circle things and shine around his claws. A few from the original little blings of light. Let's see. Cyclops. I'll show you another thing. On the original photocopy, you can see these lines going across his thigh and the little wispy lines on his fingers. On the recreation, I'm not sure I want those lines across here. It looks a little busy to me. I kind of like this muscle shape without it. And I also don't really think I need the little wispy lines. I will put the little knuckle line to show that the hand is curving down. But as far as, I don't know. It's something I need to consider. It's not a big deal to me, at least. I think it would be fine either way, but right now I haven't done it because I like the look of them not there. But at the end, I may change my mind and decide, hey, excuse me, I need to put them in. It is part of the original piece. And well, I can't recreate it line for line. I can come close, and I could put those in. That's more of a personal thing for me. I mean, it's, I don't know. I don't know how important it is to the recreation. So I'm kind of up in the air about it. Some of you may be able to see when I'm inking sometimes, probably not. It's not so close up that something like this, I flatten the brush out instead of using the point because it gives me a little thicker edge. And since I'm going to fill it in anyway, that's why I do that. Now, normally when I'm inking, it's more straight up to get a sharper, thinner line. But if I have the area, the room, I will lay the brush down a little more flat. And it doesn't matter what the line looks like inside where the black's going to be, only the outside shape, because it's going to be filled black. I think I told this story before, but maybe it's worth telling again. If you ever have anybody, which I have, fill in blacks for you, you need to make sure that they don't lose the drawing when they fill in the blacks, because I had my sister Ann, aka the kidney lady, filling in blacks at one time. And I would constantly have to do a few little corrections where she would like lose the drawing on a chin or something by filling in the black too far up. and it wouldn't look good. So I needed to just tell her, hey, you know, and she's like, well, can't you make those lines heavier? So I think maybe that's when I started doing that to help her. And then of course it does help me when I'm filling in my own blacks. And now I have too much ink in the brush, so hey Lloyd. What's iffy, man? What's iffy? Must have been while I was saying something and I didn't catch it. The lines on the leg is what I'm gonna guess. Odds are I probably will put them in, but I kind of like it without it right now, like I said. But Lloyd, you're leaving me hanging, man. But I think that's what it was. Because I do agree. I do agree. Yep. Okay. That's what I thought. I do know there are some serious Nightcrawler fans out there, but I don't know. Character never appealed that much to me. But I've seen some excellent renditions of him. So I can't discount him because I think Paul Smith did a great job on his run on the X-Men when he drew him. I liked Paul Smith's run on the X-Men. That was really, really nice by him and Bob Wiacek. Nice work by both of them. I don't think I personally would have enjoyed working on the X-Men. I did enjoy reading the book. During the Byrne Claremont, and then all the way up until, I don't know, when they restarted it. Then I kind of lost interest. Sacrilege. Yes, I know. It's a big piece of paper to move around on a smaller surface that I have. I'm right there with you, Lloyd. Right there with you, man, on that. Probably finish inking Nightcrawler and then call it the end of the stream. Actually, it's kind of funny that I actually am warming up on a stream. Normally, I like to come into one, especially with something like this, already having put in some time. But I kind of knew what I was going to do, and filling in some blacks on the thing and Colossus and doing a little bit of work on She-Hulk. Nothing, no real heavy lifting. This does take a lot of concentration. And again, it does have something to do with it being a recreation. The constant referring back to the original versus what I have at hand and trying to make decisions and keep things accurate. It's kind of contradictory because I am changing a few things up. I would say nothing drastic, but little subtle things that I think need or could be better. Don't know if you all can hear the, I think I got a couple of lawn services, or at least people cutting their grass. I hear one in the far distance and one that's fairly close. Now, when I was in my office, this Yeti mic would pick up, man, the people outside talking. I don't know if it's as sensitive here or not. But there's a leaf blower going there. I don't know Don't know if that got picked up. Okay, AG, you have a good day too. I just got a few more minutes here anyway. But thanks for dropping in as usual. I was getting a little stray hair. So rinse the brush out and see if that's gone now. Let's see. The mouth I'm going to leave for, I think, a pin. Okay. I will do a little bit of, well, first I'm going to go ahead and feather these pec muscles of Nightcrawler. Now I'm gonna do a little bit of the Hulk's knee. It's ripped. His ripped knee. Just to kind of connect that part. A little bit of his kneecap there. And let's see, may as well do this over. So we'll have the back part of his pant leg done. Pushing out Cap's hand forward. And a little bit of his cuff that's ripped. May as well finish off with that. Yes, Mr. Jacob.
I finished my water.
Very good, sir.
Welcome.
My son let me know he finished his thermos of water. Very good for him. All right. Okay. I will check the chat for any last questions, comments, gripes, groans, what have you. This will be nice to get finished. But it will take time. All right, so I guess that was it. AG headed out. If anybody has any questions before I say goodbye, please post them. I'll wait a few minutes because I know there is a lag. If not, I do appreciate everybody coming out and hanging out with me for a little over an hour today. Hey, Dr. Kaz. This one's already dibbed. This one was dibbed, sir. I will have some nice watercolor pieces for you. And I really am looking forward to getting on those. All right. Well, let's see. That that information, Lloyd, is on my website. Hey, Hyper. And I think I'm only gonna. I put like a limit, like 1 for this year. Maybe next year I'll open it up again. Maybe somebody will want it again. But I have a limit of 3 on Secret Wars 8 and Captain America Annual 8. And they are at a premium price, but they're a lot of work, no doubt. And I can do payment plans if needed. So there's always that, because I know they are expensive and a lot of people can't reach into their pocket and pay all of that at once. But if you need to, I will type. Actually, let me. I'll put a direct link in the room here, Lloyd, unless you already found it. I'll still put it in there. Let's see. Here we go. In there. So that is a direct link to my recreations page. All right, everybody. I'm going to sign off. What time is it getting to be? 12:15. All right. So I do appreciate you joining me today. And those of you who are watching the replay and have lasted this long, thank you for dropping by. Remember, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Until next time, people, stay safe. Wear a mask. It's not going to hurt you. Might save your life. Might save someone else's life. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.